Hello children, once again I am here with a new video for you all, and it is related to the mineral resources. And as we proceed with this, I want to remind you to share the link of this video with your friends and do subscribe the channel. Now let's talk about the mineral resources. Basically, what is a mineral? How we can define a mineral? Minerals are the natural substances of organic or inorganic origin with a definite chemical and physical properties. Right? Suppose we say that the minerals and rocks. Minerals are different from rocks because the rocks are not having any fixed chemical composition, but the minerals have a fixed chemical composition, and several minerals, when they combine together, that forms a rock. So minerals, basically, here we have to discuss in this video about the mineral resources. Minerals can be metallic, non-metallic. Now if we say what are the metallic minerals, the minerals which are the source of metals like iron ore, copper, then bauxite, okay, which gives us the aluminium. So these are metallic minerals. But when we say non-metallic minerals are either organic or inorganic in nature. Okay, organic non-metallic minerals can be either the fossil fuels, right, or mineral fuels which are derived from the buried plants and all, which we can say that coal and petroleum and all, right, that belongs to it, this category. Now inorganic non-metallic minerals can be like mica, limestone. Okay, these are inorganic. And now when we talk about the metallic minerals, in metallic minerals also there are ferrous and non-ferrous. Now what are ferrous? Ferrous minerals are those which have got iron content in them. Okay, so that is called ferrous mineral. Non-ferrous means they do not have any iron content. So when we say ferrous mineral, we can give the example of iron ore. Non-ferrous minerals, copper, bauxite. So these are different types of minerals. Okay. Now there are a few unique characteristics. We must keep in mind always the unique characteristics of minerals in general. Right? Now the first characteristic of it is that the minerals are not evenly distributed over the entire space, or you can say the entire earth. It's not even distribution. That means you can say somewhere it's too much. Okay, the rich you can say reserve of minerals are there. Some other place no such mineral is available. So it's totally uneven distribution. Number two is that minerals have inverse relationship in quality and quantity. What is that now? Quality. If suppose we are talking about the best quality of iron ore, magnetite or hematite. Now these are the best quality iron ore. If we try to see, you will find the best quality is available in less quantity. Okay, less reserves are there and these are present in very less quantity. But when we say suppose the inferior quality of iron ore or any other minerals we can take, so inferior quality is available in large amount. That is why we say that there is an inverse relationship between the quantity and the quality of minerals. It is in general we have found this, and that's why we say that this is normally a feature of the minerals what we find on earth. This is a feature of it. Okay, inverse relationship. Then next is minerals are always exhaustible. Okay, because mineral reserves are fixed in amount present with us. Okay, so these are exhaustible over time, right? They or you can say they take long time to develop actually geologically and cannot be replenished immediately when they are needed. Okay, so that's why we say that these are exhaustible, right? These are non-renewable and these are exhaustible. So these are the main features of all the minerals what we have on earth. Now here in this video we are going to discuss about a few important minerals, okay, and which are basically iron ore, manganese and copper and bauxite. Now let's start with it. Now first of all, the iron ore. Iron, as we all know very well, that iron ore which provides iron, okay, iron and steel, so it forms the backbone. It is rightly said that it is the backbone of modern civilization and the foundation of various basic industries, especially the iron and steel industry. Okay, so this is the main iron ore exporting port in India. When we say, when we are talking about the iron ore in its raw form also, it is exported to the other countries from India, because India has got a rich reserve of it, right? So which are the main ports which export the iron ore? These are Marmagao and Vishakhapatnam. Okay, Marmagao and Vishakhapatnam. Two ports are there. Now what are the basic ores, or you can say the main ores from which we get the iron? Number 1 is magnetite, number 2 is hematite, number 3 limonite, and number 4 is siderite. Now magnetite, generally it is also called as black ore because of its black color. So always remember, black ore means magnetite. Because of its color, it has got this name, and it consists of 72% of iron content within it, and it has got a magnetic nature also, magnetic property. That's why it has got the name magnetite. Number 2 is hematite. Hematite has got a reddish color, okay, and that's why it is also called as red ore. So hematite is red ore, and it has got 60 to 70% almost of iron content is there in it. Third number is limonite. Now limonite has got, actually it is a low grade iron ore, and it has got less content of iron, almost around 50%. Okay, almost around 50% of iron ore, iron content is there in it. Limonite is brown in color, okay, and that's why many times it is called as brown ore also, right? Or you can say it's a little yellowish, dark tint of brownish yellow color is there. So many times it is called as yellow ore or brown ore also. That is actually, we are talking of the limonite. Clear? It has got almost 50% of iron content within it. Okay, so it's a low grade. And the last one we generally consider that is actually siderite. It has got the minimum content of iron, and which is almost 40%, 35 to 40% of iron content is there in it, and it is basically of grey color, siderite. Now what is the distribution of it in different states, and which are the important mines or the regions for it? The most important leading states are Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Orissa, and Karnataka. These are the most important or the leading states for the production of iron ore. Now when we talk about Chhattisgarh, in Chhattisgarh, please mark it, Bailadila, Dali, Rajhara, these are the most important regions, or you can say the mines for iron ore. Bailadila, Dali and Rajhara. These are actually small areas, and these areas are rich with iron ore reserves. Clear? Then regarding Jharkhand, in Jharkhand you will find Singhbhum and Palamu. Again, two very important iron ore reserves are there. Then again, Orissa, Kyojhar and Mayurbhanj are the important regions for the iron ore production. In Karnataka, Chikmagalur and Shimoga and Chitradurga also. Number 1 is Chikmagalur, number 2 is Shimoga, number 3 is Chitradurga. These three are the important regions for iron ore production. Now what are the main uses of iron ore? For uses, a few important things we should consider here. Number 1, no doubt, without any discussion, we can say that 90% or more than 90% of it is just used for making iron and steel. Okay, so almost 90% or little more than that is actually used for production of iron ore. After that, other uses are the powdered iron, right? Number 1 is, besides the use in the iron and steel industry, the other use is powdered iron is used in manufacturing metallurgy products, okay, magnets, etc., and also the catalysts and all, right? Then next is the radioactive iron. Radioactive iron actually is used in very small quantity, that is in traces it is used, and in especially the medicines and for various biochemical researches and all in the labs it is used in very small quantity. Next is iron blue, another one. Iron blue is basically used in making paints, right, printing inks and all. For that the iron blue is used, right? Then another one is there, that is called black iron. Black iron is basically used as a pigment in polishing compounds, okay, for magnetic inks and all it is used. So these are the main uses of different types of iron. Now come to the next mineral, that is manganese. Now manganese is a black, hard and iron-like metal which occurs as natural oxides in nature. Now it is an important raw material for iron and steel industry also. Now what is the use of it? Basically it is mainly used to make the steel tough, okay, hard and rust resistant. That is the most important use of manganese in the iron and steel industries. Manganese is basically it is used as one of the raw materials in the iron and steel industry. Now what is the use in iron and steel industry? Manganese basically is used to make the steel tough and rust resistant. Okay, that is the most important use of manganese. That is number one. Number two is that it is also used in the manufacturing of black enamel. You can say in chemical industries also for manufacturing bleaching powder and all. Then it is also used to form a number of important alloys, right? Several alloys are made with the help of it. Then besides this, manganese is also used as dry cell batteries, right? It is also used in dry cell batteries. Then it is used in small quantity. It is actually required in the plants as well as animal bodies also, right, in small quantities. Then besides this, some amount of manganese is needed for humans and animals, especially as it aids in the action of many enzymes. Manganese overall, if we say, manganese is one important element for us. So keeping this in mind, what is basically the distribution of manganese in India? State-wise, if we say, the leading states for the manganese production are Andhra Pradesh, right? It has got a rich reserve of manganese. Then Telangana, Goa and Jharkhand. These are the leading states for production of manganese. Now, which are the main producing areas or the reserves for manganese? In Andhra Pradesh, you will find Srikakulam and Vijayanagara. These two regions are important for manganese production. Then in Telangana, Adilabad is an important region for manganese reserve. Number 3, in Goa, you will find Sankuam is an important area for the this mineral. And in Jharkhand, again, Singhbhum and Palamu are the regions for the manganese production. So this is about manganese. Now let's talk about another mineral, that is copper. Now copper is an important non-ferrous metal. It is the earliest metal which was used by human beings. Okay, copper was the first metal which was used by the people, okay, by the human beings. So this is one important thing you should remember. Besides this, basically in nature, if we say, copper occurs in the native form and in 3 principal combinations it is found, okay, and these are sulfides, oxides and carbonates. And basically the ores from which it can be extracted, these are copper glans, then copper pyrite and chalcocite, right? These are the important ores for it. Now what is the nature of copper which makes it so important for us? especially in certain industries it is very important metal. What is the nature of it? It is a good conductor of electricity. It is highly ductile and malleable, and therefore it is used for making the electric wires and other electric equipments, right? So moreover, you will find it is also used in high quantity in the automobile industries, the shipbuilding, and the railway wagons and all, right? Even in defense sector also you'll find a lot of use is there of this particular metal. And moreover, one more very important use of it is also an important metal in making the stainless steel, right? That is an alloy made out of it, along with the iron and nickel. When the copper is added, that forms the stainless steel. That is one use, one alloy. Several other alloys are made out of it, like brass, bronze, etc. Then besides this, we can say that the copper is also used in the building or the construction purpose also, right? Then it is an important metal which is used for the in the shipbuilding industry. So these are the main uses of copper. Now what about the regions or the state-wise distribution of this mineral? The most important state for the production of copper in India is Madhya Pradesh. Then after that, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, these all are important states for the production of copper. Now if we take each of these states, let's talk about the region which are important for the copper reserves. In Madhya Pradesh, Balaghat and Jabalpur region. Okay, Balaghat region especially is known for the copper reserves. Rajasthan, one mine is there which is very famous for it, that is Khetri mines. Okay, Khetri belt. So Khetri belt is very important, and besides that you will find the Udaipur, Sirohi, Sikar, all these regions are important for the copper reserve. In Maharashtra you will find the Bhandara mines are important for it, and Chandipur. These are Bhandara mines are important, and the Chandrapur mines. These are the important places for it, important reserves for the copper production. Jharkhand, again the Singhbhum is one of the most important areas for the production of copper. Okay, so this is about the copper. Now the last one is bauxite. Now bauxite is basically, it is an oxide of aluminium, right? So the metal which we are getting from the bauxite is actually the aluminium, and it is found mainly in the tertiary deposits and is associated with the laterite rocks, and it occurs extensively either on the plateaus or the hill ranges of peninsular India. Now when we talk about this particular mineral, bauxite is the main source of aluminium. We talk about aluminium specifically. Aluminium is a lightweight, strong and rust resistant metal. Okay, so these qualities make it very important, especially in several industries. Like it is basically used in aircrafts, automobiles, rail wagons, coaches, then shipping industry and household sectors also. Household appliances are made out of it. So these all are the basic uses of it. Another one very important use of it is used in electrical equipment industry, right? Just like copper, it is also used a lot, because for transmitting electricity it is an important metal, as it is a good conductor of electricity. Another use of it is pure aluminium is basically the best material for making the headlight reflectors, and even in telescopes it is used. So this is about the use of aluminium. Now which are the areas important for the bauxite production in India? So area wise, if we say the different states which are important, number one is Goa, number two is Odisha, Number 3 Gujarat, and number 4 is Madhya Pradesh. And which areas are important for it? Basically, Goa has got a rich reserve of bauxite in Mopa and Parnem region, right? Number 2 Orissa. In Orissa, you will find Kalahandi and Sambalpur region is well known for bauxite production. Then in Gujarat, you will find Jamnagar, Kheda. These are the regions which are important for the bauxite reserves. And Madhya Pradesh, again Balaghat region, that is important for the bauxite production. Now the next thing we have to discuss here is about the various minerals which are working as energy resources, and under that basically coal, petroleum, natural gas, these are coming. Okay, so let's talk about coal first of all. Coal, its formation is basically the mass of vegetative matter when it is subjected to geological processes under extreme heat and pressure. It changes actually, right? Its physical and chemical changes go on, and that forms ultimately the transformation take place, and that results into the formation of coal. Okay, there are basically 4 types of coal. Number 1 is anthracite, number 2 bituminous, number 3 lignite, and number 4 is peat. Anthracite, it is the hardest coal. It has got 90% or more carbon content within it. Okay, that's why it is called as the best quality. Moreover, it has got less amount of moisture within it. It releases very less smoke. So these are the qualities of anthracite coal. Okay, but yes, it is found in very less quantity. Especially in India, when we say it is very less available. Then come to next. Number 2 is bituminous. Bituminous is hard, it is black and compact. Okay, it has actually 50 to 80% of carbon content within it. But yes, it releases some smoke also because moisture content is there within it. Number 3 is lignite. Lignite is also called as brown coal. Okay, because it has got a brownish color, and it has got 40% of carbon content within it. Then the 4th one is peat. Peat is actually a type of coal, not exactly a type of coal we can say. It is still in the process of transformation, right? Not fully coal, but yes, it is also taken as many times as a type of coal only. So it is the lowest grade coal, and it has got the least carbon content within it. Okay, now the distribution of it, basically state wise, if we say state wise, the Gondwana coal field, actually the 2 regions are important for the entire coal reserves in India. One is Gondwana coal field, the other is tertiary coal field. So under Gondwana coal field, you will find the main leading states are Jharkhand, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. These are the most important states for it, right? Now, which are the places, which are the regions or the mines in these states important for the coal reserves? In Jharkhand, Jharia is the most important one. Okay, Jharia mines. Then Karanpura. These are the important regions for the coal production in Jharkhand. Orissa, Talcher. Talcher is very important area. Talcher and Sambalpur both. Madhya Pradesh, Singrauli and Chhindwara. These are important regions in Madhya Pradesh. Chhattisgarh, Korba and Sarguja. These are the important regions. Now, when we talk about the other part, that is the tertiary coal fields. In tertiary coal fields, you will find Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, that is the northeastern regions. Okay, northeastern states, especially like Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Kashmir region also, right? And a few parts of like coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and all these are coming under this category, that is the tertiary coal fields. Okay, and especially the largest lignite reserve we find in the Neyveli coal mines. Okay, it is lying in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, right? So these are all belonging to the tertiary coal fields. What are now the advantages of using coal? Basically, when we use coal, It is used as a source of power for running machines, trains, ships and all. Right, number one. Number two is it is used for manufacturing iron and steel. It is one of the raw materials for that. Number three, it is used as a source of direct heat and energy for domestic purpose. Okay, in several areas still it is being used by the people. So that is one use. Then it is used in thermal power plants. In large quantity it is used to generate electricity in thermal power plants. Okay, these are the advantages of it. Now what are the basic disadvantages? Disadvantages, when we say, number one is the calorific value of coal is actually what is available in India is low. Low calorific value is there, because I had mentioned just in the earlier part that anthracite, which is the best quality coal, it is available in very less quantity in India. So maximum coal which is there with us is belonging to either bituminous or lignite category. Major category is bituminous. So naturally we can say that the calorific value of that coal which is available with us in India is comparatively low. So this is one point. Then next is the coal reserves are actually scattered in different areas. Right? So that is again one drawback, because we need to collect the coal from different areas. That is one drawback. Then the next is the cost of mining and even transportation, because coal is a bulky material. Okay, it is very heavy. So the transportation cost goes very high. Okay, and next is the large scale pollution which it causes at the site of mining, as well as when we burn it. Suppose when we use it, right, when it is burned, it releases a lot of pollution. So these are very strong drawbacks of it. Moreover, one very important drawback of it is that it is, because it is a fossil fuel, it is present in very limited quantity with us. Okay, so it is non-renewable as well as it is exhaustible. So these are the basic points for coal. Now let's talk about the next one, that is petroleum. Petroleum is also, once again, it is a source of energy, right, and it is also a fossil fuel, and it is known as rock oil, or many times it is also, because its tiniest part is used for some or the other thing, right. Different byproducts we are getting from it during its refining process, right. In its processing at different stages we are getting different things out of it. So that's why we very truly it is called as liquid gold. Now what products we are getting by this? Basically which are in large scale, which are being used. These are petrol, diesel, kerosene, tar, LPG, okay, lubricants, paraffin wax. These are mainly produced out of it. The main products. Now which are the states known for it? Basically Maharashtra, eastern region and western region. Okay, now Maharashtra, especially we are talking of Mumbai High. Eastern region, Assam and Arakan region. Okay, that is important for it. Digboi, Moran, these are the important regions. Western region especially Cambay Basin, Kalol, then Koyali. These are the important places, or the reserves. These are the areas which cover the petroleum reserves there. These are the important areas for petroleum production. Now what are the advantages basically? Petroleum as a fuel, it is used these days as petrol, diesel, even in the various vehicles it is used, right? Number one. Number two is that the byproducts are used in petrochemical industries. At present, the petrochemical industries have become very important these days, right? So for petrochemical industry, the total raw material they are getting from the petroleum only. So this is again one very, very important use of petroleum. Next is the power generation. For power generation also the petroleum is used. Now what are the basic disadvantages of it? The most important disadvantage of it is, again, being a mineral and a fossil fuel especially, it is non-renewable, right, it is you can say it is very limited in quantity, it is present with us, so it is going to exhaust, right? So it is non-renewable and exhaustible. Next is it causes a lot of pollution. Pollution is one part, as well as several greenhouse gases are released, so that causes the global warming then. Okay, so these are the immediate after effects of using petroleum. Next is it is very costly also. As compared to coal, it is very costly. Then it is highly inflammable. Okay, so we need to be very careful when we store the petroleum at any place. So these are a few important points regarding the petroleum. Now the next thing we have to discuss is the natural gas. Natural gas, again, it is basically called many times as the petroleum gas also, because the reason being it is produced at the same place where the petroleum reserves are there. So it is also one of the fossil fuels, and as it is one of the fossil fuels, again the same disadvantages are there with it, that is it is present in very limited quantity with us, right? So it is exhaustible, and moreover it is non-renewable also. Now basically in what forms we are using it, the natural gas at present in the modern age, it is used basically in the form of LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, right? CNG, compressed natural gas, and many times the liquefied petroleum gas only, it is nowadays it is being used in the other form, that is the piped petroleum gas, right? Or generally we call it piped natural gas, PNG. So directly it is being supplied to households or the areas where it is in demand. Now which are the areas known for it? Again, the similar areas what we are having for the petroleum reserves. Mumbai High, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Tripura, these are the important areas for it. What are the basic advantages? It is eco-friendly fuel. As compared to all other fossil fuels, it causes least pollution. So we call it eco-friendly in that way, right? Next is it is easier to preserve as compared to other fossil fuels, right? Next is it is cleaner and cheaper fuel. If we compare it with diesel, petrol and coal, it is cheaper also. Then it is also used in producing especially hydrogen, ammonia, right, which then is used for the fertilizer industry. So these are the advantages of it. Now what are the disadvantages? Natural gas, whenever it is actually stored at one place, suppose, right, in the tankers and all, the leakage, if it happens, that becomes very dangerous. Okay, because it is totally odorless. Okay, we don't get any idea and that the leakage is there, and it can be very, very dangerous. And it is because it is highly inflammable, so it can cause the explosions also and the fire incidents. Next is it is non-renewable. As we discussed in the earlier part, it is non-renewable, so it is likely to be exhausted at some point of time. Next is suppose the infrastructure for its production is quite expensive. Okay, it's not an easy task to extract the natural gas. So all these are the various minerals. Now there are a few important refineries which are known for the petroleum, for refining the petroleum or the crude oil. The most important ones are Digboi refinery. Okay, it is India's oldest refinery. Oldest refinery of India is Digboi refinery. Next is the first public sector refinery is actually Guwahati refinery. The first public sector refinery. Then one more important thing is there, that the world's largest refinery, and it is belonging to the private sector. The world's largest refinery is Jamnagar refinery, which again you should know about it. Jamnagar refinery, Jamnagar is in Gujarat. Okay, and it is actually a place where the Reliance Petroleum Limited, right, that is the company under which it is working, Jamnagar refinery. Then another one is there, which is actually Panipat refinery. It is known for its eco-friendly nature. That is, this refinery does not cause any pollution at all. Okay, zero discharge is there in it. So this is considered as a refinery which is totally eco-friendly. The second largest refinery in India after Jamnagar is Vadinar Oil Refinery, again in Gujarat. So these are the most important oil refineries. So these are the most important oil refineries which we should know. Now that's all with this video, and I hope that all the things are now very clear to you regarding the mineral reserves in India. And as I wind up with this video, I want to remind you once again, do share the link of this video with your friends, okay, and take the best benefit of it, and subscribe the channel. And as you subscribe the channel, don't forget to press the bell icon so that if any further video is being uploaded in the channel, you will get the notification regarding that, because this is very, very important for you, right? All the topics related to the syllabus for the boards are being discussed here. So please be careful and keep in touch. So see you soon again in the next video. Till then, bye.